E no seu livro, O Cérebro e a Menopausa, doutora, você fala do neurosexismo, que por incrível que pareça é bastante recente e que serviu, várias teorias serviram de base para criar e manter esse mito de que o cérebro das mulheres é inferior ao dos homens, embora aqui no Brasil a gente saiba que estatisticamente as mulheres têm muito mais anos de escolaridade, somos maioria nas universidades, e também que as mulheres... Muitas, mesmo com todos os sintomas, encaram bravamente o mercado profissional e continuam tendo desempenho semelhante ao dos homens. No entanto, as mulheres são muito vítimas de etarismo, os homens são considerados como tendo assim, o auge das suas faculdades mentais na idade de 55 anos ou mais, enquanto as mulheres não conquistam muitas vezes cargos elevados e são consideradas inferiores ainda hoje. Você diria, doutora, que a menopausa exerce esse papel no preconceito contra as mulheres mais velhas, especificamente no mercado de trabalho?
I would say that, yes. I think that women have been really under fire from multiple perspectives for centuries at this point. We are all aware of ageism and sexism, which then I would say really merge together towards menopauseism, which is very unfortunate. It's really unfortunate in many different ways because, like you said, a man gets older and we think of that as fine wine, right? The older you are, the more precious you become. And for women, for whatever reason, that does not apply, but rather we are thought of as vinegar, right? And at some point we come with an expiration date after which we get sour in some ways, which obviously is nuts. But unfortunately, neurosexism has been part of research and culture in the medical world for a very, very long time. It goes back to Charles Darwin, who is considered the father of modern biology, who was a misogynist, openly so, and started out by saying that women's brains were inherently inferior to men's brains. And that's why neuroscience effectively started out as a discipline that meant to prove him right. Right? So women's brains have always been evaluated and studied as not being as functional as a man's brain, as being not as intellectually capable. And for so long, women were kept out of universities and higher paying positions and C-level positions based on this notion that their brains just could not handle. And it took decades of research and work by many, many scientists to really switch the tables around and change the narrative and the conversation, only to land on menopause, right, which has not been studied that much, to the point that still today menopause remains one of the most under-researched, under-diagnosed, and under-treated and underfunded fields of medicine. And the reason for that is that a lot of brain research has been done on men, and men don't go through menopause. So there's a whole part of the population that's been left out. And even in studies that do include women and men, we tend to just group them together and then statistically remove the effects of sex and gender, which gives us information about a sexless or genderless individual, but doesn't tell us anything about their own physiology. So I think there's a problem with culture in general. There's a problem in the medical framework where it comes to studying brain health that are now changing with more and more women speaking up and showing clearly that we can handle menopause, we can handle aging, we can handle a lot of different things and still perform optimally. And now we also need the research and the medical care that will allow us to really live at our best, not just when we're young, but at every age and walk of life.